Hey guys, Vizerlo here. So the Nintendo 64 Classic, I've made a few speculation videos on it, and in those videos I always just talk about how I think it's going to come out in winter of 2018, or just around then, and just in general, even if I didn't really have too much to say about the product, I always thought that it would just eventually come. However, recently, or not just recently, today actually, we have confirmation about the N64 Classic from Nintendo themselves. This was when someone from Kotaku interviewed Reggie Fils-aime, and Reggie talked about a few different things, but one of the things he talked about was the Nintendo 64 Classic, and I'll quote him on what he said, but basically, in case you don't know, he confirmed what we were hoping was not the case, of that we are probably not going to see an N64 Classic in the foreseeable future, and especially not for winter 2018. So, to quote Reggie, he said, "We were clear when we did the first two Classic series that, for us, these were limited time opportunities that were a way for us as a business to bridge from the conclusion of the Wii U as a hardware system to the launch of the Nintendo Switch." He then goes on to say that it was a very strategic reason why they launched the NES Classic, and that does make sense when you consider how the Wii U was doing awful compared to when the Switch launched. And obviously, to sort of bridge the gap, you may want to release something in between. And I feel like, you know, a cheaper retro-ish console actually could fill that market, and I feel like that's the mindset Nintendo might have actually had. However, then he goes on to actually talk about the N64 Classic. He then goes on to say, "So while consumers may have been anticipating something, we view these as limited time opportunities. We also now have been very clear that as the consumer looks forward to engaging with our classic content, that is going to happen more and more with the subscription service." And then when Steven Totilo, I might have just butchered his name, from Kotaku, asked him about ruling out the idea of an N64 Classic, he said, quote, "I will not ever rule something out. But what I can tell you is that it's certainly not in our planned horizon." So I have mixed feelings on this. First off, I get what Reggie's trying to say. He's trying to say that, look, we have the Nintendo Switch out now. We have a new version of the 2DS XL. We already have two classic systems. We don't need another one. The Switch is already doing well enough. And that makes sense because, you know, I guess you could actually see these as limited time opportunities. But my thing is that these aren't exactly limited time opportunities because Nintendo still sells them, so these are still going on. And I feel like as the Classic series develops more, this is a market not for someone who would buy a Wii U or a Nintendo Switch, for the most part. This is for the enthusiasts of Nintendo content. This is for the person who actually grew up with an N64, an SNES, and an NES, and all of Nintendo's old school consoles. This is a market that I feel like Nintendo is not done with yet, and they could expand way more into, especially with the PlayStation Classic coming soon. I feel like Nintendo could have just done more. And while I do understand where Reggie's trying to come from, I was hoping for an N64 Classic. It would probably have been the first classic system I would have bought because the N64 has games that I'm actually interested in, like Super Mario 64, and in general, I feel like that console, that idea of a console could have been a lot more than just a dream. But of course, though, that is my opinion, and I hope you enjoy this video. I know this video was slightly shorter, but I'm trying to get this out quicker as I actually have more stuff to do, like schoolwork, and I'm just mainly trying to focus on that. But I did want to get something out so that people, I guess, get the message. But as I said, I hope you enjoy this video. Make sure to check out my social medias in the description. And as always, see you.